There's a moment in life when the noise fades, the texts slow down, the calls stop coming as often, and you find yourself sitting in silence. At first, it feels strange, even scary, like something is missing. We've been taught to chase connection endlessly, to fear solitude as if being alone means being broken. But what if I told you that accepting being alone isn't the end of something, it's the beginning of something powerful? What if the silence you fear could actually become the greatest gift you ever give yourself? Today, we're exploring what really happens when you stop running from loneliness and start embracing it, not as a punishment, but as a path to peace, strength, and self-discovery. The human brain craves connection, it's wired for it. That's why being alone often feels uncomfortable at first. We associate solitude with rejection or failure because society constantly glorifies social life, relationships, and constant interaction. But when you accept being alone, something profound shifts. You stop seeking external validation for your worth. When you embrace being alone, you start seeing yourself not as incomplete without others, but as whole by yourself. This acceptance builds emotional independence. Your happiness stops depending on someone else's attention, approval, or presence. And psychologically, that changes everything. Instead of fearing being alone on a Saturday night, you start enjoying your own company. Because your self-worth no longer relies on being chosen by others. How your mind transforms. Accepting solitude gives your mind room to breathe. Most people spend their lives surrounded by constant input, conversations, social media, relationships. But being alone creates mental space, and in that space, clarity emerges. You start hearing your own thoughts without outside noise. Discovering what you truly want, not what others expect of you. This is where creativity grows, where ideas spark, and where deep self-reflection happens. You also become more emotionally resilient. People who fear being alone often tolerate toxic relationships or friendships just to avoid solitude. But when you accept being alone, you stop settling. You develop boundaries, because you know your value isn't tied to who stays or who leaves. This doesn't make you cold or detached, it makes you stronger, more authentic, and more selective about who gets your time and energy. The emotional shift, from loneliness to peace. There's a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the pain of being disconnected, solitude is the peace of being connected to yourself. When you stop fearing alone time, you begin to enjoy things for yourself, reading, learning, resting, even sitting in silence with a cup of coffee. Your nervous system relaxes because you're no longer in constant social performance mode. Your relationships also change. You no longer approach them out of need or fear but from a place of choice and mutual respect. Challenges and breakthrough. Yes, the transition can be uncomfortable. The silence at first feels heavy. Old wounds might surface, memories, regrets, insecurities. But here's the thing, facing that discomfort is where growth happens. Over time, you build a deeper connection with yourself, and that self-connection becomes unshakable. When life gets chaotic, or relationships shift, you remain steady because you've learned something rare, how to be at home with yourself. Accepting being alone doesn't mean rejecting people or becoming isolated, it means choosing yourself without fear. It means loving your own company enough to never settle for less than you deserve. And when you reach that place, something magical happens. Your happiness stops depending on who stays or who leaves, because you carry peace wherever you go.